What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Rev, and today we are talking about why Daytona Biketoberfest is my most favorite rally of the entire year. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you haven't already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Hit that bell icon so that you can see when we post new content. And I would love to hear from you. Today we're talking about rallies, and I'm going to share my favorite rally of the year with you. And I'd love to know, what is your favorite rally or motorcycle event of the year? Drop that in the comments below. I'm looking to do more traveling next year and would love for you to inspire me to check out your favorite rally. So be sure to drop that in the comments below. Today we're talking about my favorite rally of the year, which is Daytona Biketoberfest. I was invited for the first time to go to a Daytona Bike Week in March of 2018 by my beloved father-in-law, Rudy. Rudy and his friend and some extended family had been going to Daytona Bike Week for a number of years and invited me to come along, and I'm so grateful that they did. I fell in love with the event, but really just that area of Florida in general, especially riding down there. I've been going now for 8 years, and I still love getting out on A1A and riding between St. Augustine and Daytona, or riding down to Cape Canaveral. And it not only provides some great rally experiences, but it also provides some great riding experience, which is important to me. A lot of people go to rallies to just sit in a bar and hang out and listen to music, and that's fun. We do a little bit of that too, but it's also important to me that a good rally offers some great riding. I did Sturgis a couple of years ago, and that's some of the best riding ever. So that's in a class all of its own. But what I discovered is I love the Daytona Biketoberfest more than I like March. And I would argue that the October version is even better than the March version. And there are three particular reasons why I think that. Number one, the weather, in my experience, has been so much more consistent in October. I've been to bike weeks in March where it is absolutely frigid. I've been to some where I came home sunburnt and scorched, but it just kind of seems to be a big difference. Sometimes it's really cold, sometimes it's really hot, and there's no way of really knowing which Daytona you're going to get in March. But in October, everything seems to be a little more consistent. Unless, of course, there's a tropical storm or a hurricane blowing through, in which case that's, can't prevent that. It's that time of year. But if there's no tropical storm or hurricane blowing through, the weather really is perfect. This past year in 2025, it was between 75 and 80 degrees every single day. It was full sun. It was wonderful. You, of course, will have the afternoon Florida shower here and there scattered around. We only got caught in one of those Sunday evening as we were leaving Main Street heading back to our condo. It was absolutely pouring, but it was kind of invigorating, really, to ride home in an absolute downpour. We'll drop in some video here of that experience. It was, for me, kind of like getting in an ice bath. It was really energizing, and at the same time, I'm glad we only had to ride in that for about 15 minutes back to our condo, because it was pretty rough. But all in all, the weather in October is so much better than in March. Reason number two is the crowd in October is not quite as large as it is in March. And so with that being said, it's easier to get into restaurants or to find parking at some of these places that we like to go during Bike Week. Iron Horse Saloon, down on Main Street, like all those places become a little easier to get in and out of because it's not as crowded. Now, this year, it was pretty crowded. It rivaled what I have seen in March, but I think that is because the weather was just so spectacular. I think that brought some other people in, but hey, maybe some other folks, maybe the masses are starting to realize what I've realized for the last 6 or 8 years, that the Biketober event really is better than the March event. And so I would say for me, reason number 2 is simply that the crowd isn't as big. Reason number 3 is similar to number 2, but accommodations are a little easier to find in October. It's not quite peak season in that area. It is during, kind of the hurricane season. And so rates in condos and Airbnbs and VRBOs are a little less expensive. People, at least up until now, haven't jacked prices up quite as much for Biketoberfest as they do for Bike Week in March. And so we have been able to find really nice condos and places for very reasonable money in October. For instance, this year we stayed in a 15th floor penthouse, 3 bedroom, 3 bath, ocean view right on A1A, 15 minutes from downtown Daytona, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And it cost us maybe $1,500, I think, for the time we were there. We typically travel down on Thursday and we return home on Monday. So we stay the full length of the weekend. And so accommodations, housing, Airbnbs, all that stuff seems to be easier to find in October and also a little less expensive. So these are the reasons why it is my opinion that Daytona Biketoberfest is the best rally of the year, at least for me in the Southeast. We'll say that. Again, would love to hear from you of some of the others. Of course, there's Sturgis and some others around. Would love for you to share your favorites and maybe why it's your favorite. And who knows, maybe we can meet up at your favorite rally this year and you can change my mind. So would love to hear that from you. And now, would like to share with you some of our experiences from this year's Daytona Biketoberfest. Enjoy.